Okay, Tim, here we go. I'm going to turn my air off right now so you can maybe, so it won't be so noisy. Anyway, here I am in my workshop, and just to give you a couple of examples of some of the toys that you mentioned earlier about, someone had mentioned to you that maybe you should try one of these little cheap copters. This is an older one. I guess this is probably maybe a year old or so, but they have some nice new ones that are better, probably. But this is just an example of one of the little like $39 toys you can buy. They're actually good for learning on, which is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's either this one or another one that I actually learned the first time I ever flew a quad. This was what it was. They come with a little transmitter, and so you got everything, including a charger. But the only problem with these are, the motors don't last long. If you break something, you have to order new parts from wherever you got it, usually Hobby King. And even though it's a good thing to learn on, it's very, very limited. You go outside with this, if there's a breath of air out there, it's going to fly. You'll lose it, or it'll be difficult to control out there in the wind. So this is okay for indoors and for practicing, like in your garage. And but they won't last long. The motors don't last very long, and once it's done, you can't use it for anything else. Inside here is like a little board with it's amazing to me how they get all the flight control stuff right on there. But so that's one option, and I think you had mentioned something about buying something like that. Yeah, if you have the extra money and you don't care, and it's only going to last you a little bit, that's fine. Go ahead and buy one of those. This is something I just got the other day just to play with, just to scare my cats, but my wife got on me about that. So this is a cute little thing. This is like supposedly the world's smallest quadcopter, and I hope this is in the view. I'm not really sure where this camera's pointing, but it's a cute little thing. You turn it on and starts blinking. Then you turn your transmitter on. That comes with it, by the way, and a little charger also. No, use a USB charger. Then you give it some throttle, and then come back, and now you're ready to go. And it's just sort of, it'll fly around the house real well. Yeah, okay, you need a bigger space than that. But anyway, just to give you an idea of some of the things that are available, this is one of them, like I said. But these are good for, they don't have a lot of flexibility, and it's okay for like a little toy, but I wouldn't consider it seriously for anything you were going to do with it other than just playing with it when you first get started. Okay, this is my PVC quad. It's a copy of my original one, which was bigger. Actually, it was probably after here, and which I sold to a friend of mine. And then I had another one like this. This is called my mini quad. And I lost control of it, lost sight of it behind some trees, and that was the last I saw of it. So I liked it so much I went and built another one of it. And this one here has probably had most of the arms replaced due to crashing. The nice thing about it is you can beat the crap out of it, and it's really not, going to be difficult to replace the parts. You don't have to wait, any longer than it takes you to go down to Home Depot. And if you're like me, you keep this kind of tubing and parts and stuff on hand. It has these little Turnigy DST, I should say, 1200 motors. They also come in different KVs, like 700, I think, or 750. And these are just cheap props. They're like less than $1 a piece. And that's what you need for when you're starting out, because you're going to be breaking a lot of props, and you're going to be bending motor shafts and breaking motors off, and you want something that's going to be cheap to replace and easy to get a hold of, like I say, like a PVC frame. This is all made by me. And you notice I screw the arms in. My first one I made a mistake of gluing them in, but that was definitely a mistake. Fortunately, I didn't break an arm off on it, but I learned real quick if you do, you have to rebuild everything. So these motors are held on by screws from underneath, which you can see here. There's one of them. These are metric screws that I get at a place called Fastenal. And if you have a Fastenal near you, you can get them, or you can just buy them online. I can't tell you which ones these are, but they do have, that's one way of fastening them to the arms of the copter. The other way would be to screw it down from the top. The motor separates from this bottom piece here by these couple of screws, and take that motor off, and you can get to this bottom mounting hub and screw that down from the top with like number 2 size sheet metal screw, number 2 millimeter. No, wait a second. Number 2 sheet metal screws, not 2 millimeter, but also I like to use this Q-brain because it's all-in-one. It's an all-in-one ESC, and it has really long leads on it. They're about like 20 inches, but you can cut them down like I've done here, or you can leave them the full length arm, the excess, and then attach them either soldered together like this, but I suggest using bullet connectors here because you might have to, break a motor and you don't have to resolder it. You don't have to desolder it, resolder it. And of course the ever popular KK2, which is here. And I would recommend the KK2 to start off with because all your programming can be done right here from the buttons. Then you don't need to program it on your computer or anything like that. And these are, available from Hobby King for like $30. And as I said in my video, in my comment online, that you can get these from the States so that you don't have to wait too long for them. And the Q-brain just plugs right in here. It's where your receiver plugs in here. You may notice that I've removed the power wires, the power and negative wires from these other plugs on the receiver because you don't need them. All you need is a signal. The only one you need to have that has power and ground is your throttle, so it makes it a lot easier to stow it away in here. And I use these little domes I bought. I wouldn't get these because they do crack. These are hard, so they crack too easily. I'm just still using it till I use it up. But it's already got some cracks and holes in it, as you can see. But I've gone with a different kind of plastic on this now. But anyway, just as an introduction, this is what I would recommend that you buy. Actually, that you make, I should say. But I would make this in a little bigger version, little longer arms, the same motors if you want. Or you can use something like a 2830 1000 kV motor that is readily available from almost everywhere, and they're good motors. You can run them on 2 or 3 cells. Now I run these on 3 cells or 2 cells, and 2 cells will give you a nice amount of lift for just learning, and 3 cells will give you a rocket. Keep your weight down on these guys because that's very critical. A heavy copter is not going to respond very well. So weight is an issue. You always try to make something as light as you can. I put these little things like this on the back to orientate, even though I have the colors. A lot of times when you get this in the air, your colors sort of all blend in. So I keep this in the back so that when it's above me, I can see which is the back and the front. So anyway, there's my first video for you, and we'll go into more detail on how to build this if you like. I think I may have done a video, I can't remember, on how to put these together, but you can also check YouTube because they also, there's probably a lot of videos on there from other people on how to build these PVC copters. This by the way is thin wall PVC. It's not the Schedule 40. It's a lot lighter than Schedule 40. And yes, it's more fragile, but I like it better. It's easy to get, easier to work with. And I'll go into more detail on that after we do this, after this first video. Okay? So, hope I've been able to show you something. Okay, talk to you later.